Shall we play? Hey guys, it's Adam aka Swimming Bird, and welcome to The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. It's finally time for Clocktown's big carnival, but even on today, we're not just gonna sit around and watch the fireworks, we are finishing this game. So there's one more dungeon to clear, containing those last 4 heart pieces we want to grab, as well as an incredibly powerful and awesome mask that will complete our collection. Then we are ready to battle the final boss. So if you're playing along, there's a few things you might want to bring into this fight, and I'll go over those in just a second. But first, we have a cutscene that's a blast from the past, from all the way back at the beginning of the game, another touching reunion between the twins, Sis, Tael, and Tael's gonna say his famous hint line, swamp, mountain, ocean, canyon, hurry, the 4 who are there, bring them here. Ooh, jeez. We're way ahead of you, buddy, don't worry. Even though we should have stopped him from slapping him, I knew that was gonna happen, but we couldn't prevent it. Don't speak out of line, stupid fairy. Ooh, you're gonna get it this time, Skull Kid. That's it. I won't let things go the way you expect them to. Well, whatever. Even if they were to come now, they wouldn't be able to handle me. Just look above you. If it's something that can be stopped, then just try to stop it. So he's gonna use his dark magic once again to try to bring down the moon, and this time, we won't be shooting him with a magical snot bubble. I've got a different plan. We're calling in the backup, so you just have to play the Oath to Order here. And I did show in another episode, if you let the moon crash down, then there's a delightful cutscene of Termina being engulfed in flames. But this cutscene here has a few different variations depending on how far along you are in the game. You can do this a little earlier, but you can't really get into that last dungeon unless you have gathered the 4 boss remains, or else a lower amount of giants will show up, 1 to 3. You need all 4 though for this, but it's a little sad and funny at the same time, kind of like the game itself, when you see the cutscenes of one giant struggling to hold up the moon. But anyways, we've got all 4 here. You don't need all of the masks in the game to go into this dungeon, but if you want that final transformation mask, you definitely need them all. All right. And like a petulant child, the Skull Kid has a little temper tantrum here. When he doesn't get his way, he can't stand the sound of those giants' beautiful singing voice. Okay, so this boss battle here, you want to bring some fairies along because, you know, if you die, the fairies are going to help you out. And no matter how much life you have, it is handy to have a few fairies. But magic and arrows are the 2 key features of the boss fight coming up. So pack a green or blue potion, or better yet, shell out the 200 rupees at the milk bar to get Chateau Romani. We still have ours. We're on the same 3-day cycle as the last episode with those side quests. And then you'll have unlimited magic, so anytime after 10 p.m. you can go into the milk bar with Romani's mask and get that Chateau Romani. Very helpful. Then you won't have to stress about magic. And this cutscene here I think is a little different in this version, because I kind of remember that one giant stepping down into the fountain there and his foot clipping in, but they cut a little sooner to make sure that didn't happen. So yeah, bring some fairies, bring some magic potions, and if you can, bring some Bombchus. They will give you some in the dungeon here, but there's a puzzle involving them that we can get out of. There's a secret way to not have to do it if you run out of Bombchus, so don't worry about it too much, but just make sure you got enough magic to take on this boss. All right, they're all gonna lift their arms up, and even though they have gangly legs, they should be strong enough. They're kind of lifting weird here. Lift with your legs. Those are your power force. They don't even have a back to mess up if they lift the wrong way, but they're doing their best here to hold this thing up. You can tell they don't do it that often. It's kind of a rare thing to have to lift the moon up into the sky. I love the improvements to these guys. They look a lot cooler and creepier with their new look in this remake. And they're like, oh, we did it. They're like shocked. They can't believe that they stopped the moon. All right. That was worth going to all those dungeons to make sure that this thing stopped inches away from crashing down. It's gonna mess up the tides and everything, but at least it's better than this whole place going up in flames. It stopped. We did it, it stopped. Ho-ho, sis. Aw, they're back together finally. Tael. And no more abuse from the Skull Kid's hand. Good, we made it in time. The Giant's Call worked on the Skull Kid, and he's dead now. No. Hey, Skull Kid, do you realize what you've been doing to everyone? Wait, sis, don't be so hard on the Skull Kid. Aw, he's so nice even in this trying time when he's being abused. Tael, why are you protecting him? Aren't you mad at him for hitting you so much? He's got Stockholm Syndrome. No, he was lonely, the Skull Kid. Aw, He was trying to destroy everything around him. That's not the same as a lonely child. We can't allow that. The power of the mask made him do it. It was too much for the Skull Kid to handle. It's because he doesn't know his place, on top of having a weak will and no strength of heart. He's a fool.
Certainly. You had far too many weaknesses to use my power.
Yeah, that's right. Admit your stupidity. Do you have a cold or something, Skull Kid? Huh? Uh-oh. So things are a little weird now. The master is now controlling the marionette a little more directly.
A puppet that can no longer be used as mere garbage.
Just tossing him away, and the true villain reveals themselves. This puppet's
Roll has just ended.
All right. It can't be. Then that moon? It's not done yet. It's releasing a stinky wave of breath to pick up Majora's mask and devour it, combining their powers. And this moon is not done yet. The giants, unfortunately, cannot help us here.
I shall consume everything.
Got a delicious treat waiting down here in the form of Clocktown. He's gonna eat with those big chompers, and the poor giants. Wah! This isn't good. Tatl is being played by the famous actor Waluigi. Wah! Let's go back. Hurry! The song of time. No way. We're seeing this through to the credits. Aw, no, you gotta be kidding. Don't tell me you're going up there. You dumb little kid. I won't do it. I'm staying here with Tael. You go by yourself. I'll go. I'll take Tael with me. What? What are you saying, Tael? Is something wrong with you? I don't want to always be running away or flying away. If only I had been stronger, the Skull Kid wouldn't have... Come on, Tael. I'll take you with me. I love you. You're nicer than Tatl. Anyways, I understand. I'll go. After all this time, Tael, you've gotten really stubborn, just like someone else I know. You know, you guys are really stupid. I liked Tael's kind of cool design and seems to have views more in line with Link, but you gotta have those contrasts sometimes with your buddy character. Okay, so this is the moon, guys. If you didn't know what to expect, then you probably weren't expecting this. This is the Grassy Playfield, and it has kind of a dreamlike, serene creepiness to it. I really like it. You can see there's some figures over here running around, making it even creepier. There's one little kid sitting under this tree next to the little save point here, all alone. But then we have these four running around, and they're just having a good old time. If you glance behind their mask, though, you can see the hair, the ears, all of those features, and even do they have the little trap door for their pajamas? But they look a lot like child versions of the Happy Mask Salesman. I think that's what they're supposed to be. And I believe that Majora's Mask, anyone that it's come in contact to, like the Mask Salesman and the Skull Kid, it's kind of taking some of the memories and traits of their thoughts and putting it into this moon world, or at least that's what I like to think. Okay, so we got these four little guys running around. I'm going to start with Odolwa here and talk to this kid.
Ah, nice weather, isn't it? Masks, you have a lot. You too. Will you be a mask salesman? Then I'll play with you. So, the masks, give me some.
All right, and we have only one slot left. We can't give any of the transformation masks except for the Giant's mask, but we'll start with this creepy one here, fitting with this area.
Oh, thanks. You're a nice person, aren't you? Hide and seek. Let's play. All right, I'll hide.
So this is going to begin the dungeon here. So it's a little bittersweet, but we have to give away our masks if we want that final awesome transformation mask. And this is the Deku area, as you would expect, because we talked to Odolwa there. And the little kids each hold a dungeon. They'll start taking more and more masks from you. And these little places will really test your skills at using the different masks. And this is one of the easier ones here. I wanted to show you guys. If we go over to these gossip stones, there's a ton of them in this final dungeon. If you talk to them, they will tell you where the other masks are. It seems the Gorman brothers were using Garo's mask for ill. So if you are missing any masks here towards the end, they'll tell you where to find them. And other than getting that one special mask, it is good to have all the masks because then you get to see the actual credit sequence. They'll have parts that are kind of blacked out. If you try to beat the game without all the masks, you won't get to see all the little cutscenes because there is a little, ones associated with the side quests that we've done, and you won't get the full experience. They'll just show you like a screen with the mask floating there. We want to be in this one and dodge those spiky spikes. All right. So in addition to solving this to get through all of the little areas here, we are going to grab this heart piece. There's one in each of these, and that's the easiest one by far, I feel like. I gotta try to get my way all the way back, though. This is still pretty tricky. I'm trying to make sure that is the right one. I don't know if we can get to it in time. I might have to cut over here. If we fall, if and when. All right, I'll get back over there. Okay, we're good to go. Launch ourselves over that branch that tripped me up, and we are already done with this little part. There is another one coming up that's not too tough, but the Goron and Zora areas are really difficult. We find ourselves, though, in a creepy little playroom. We got 4 little moon-faced guys here, and it's, a sky and everything. It's almost like, I think it's supposed to be kind of a representation of Termina a little bit. Let's talk to him, though. How you doing, buddy?
You found me. Hey, I want more masks.
I'll give him the couple's mask. There you go.
Thanks, you're nice.
And that's the first part of this quest down. Each of these will take more and more masks from you. So we started with 2, then we'll go to 4 and 6. Or you played hide and seek with and gave 2 of your masks to the child with the Odolwa mask on the moon.
Can I ask a question? Your friends, what kind of people are they? I wonder, do those people think of you as a friend?
So they're gonna ask us some existential questions as we go around here. And I might as well grab the Goron mask, because we're going to need that when we talk to the little creepy Goht boy, or Goat boy. So, going to roll over here a little quicker. This is a pretty big area, but most of it's all centralized around the tree here. So let's talk to him. Hey, come here, buddy. They're not doing very well at hide and seek to start. They're just chilling around the tree.
Nice weather, isn't it? Masks, you have a lot. You too. Will you be a mask salesman? Then I'll play with you. So, the masks, give me some.
All right, he wants even more. Each one greedier than their buddy.
More.
Here we go.
Thanks. You're a nice person, aren't you? Hide and seek, let's play.
All right, I'll hide. So here is where the frustration can begin. If you're not too great at using the Goron transformation and rolling around, then this can be pretty tough. And this first part here, you'll see when we start rolling, there is magic here if you ever mess up and you'll teleport back here. But you can just kind of skip through these if you don't really care about the extra stuff. But we're going to try to go through and get the heart pieces and everything. So line yourself up here. This is kind of tough. You want to be pushing forward until you hit, hopefully, this chest dead on. And then, oh, nope. But we can show you this. If you step on these eyes, they'll teleport you back. And it works pretty well to have it teleport you here, because then every time you die, you'll pop right up in that spot. But yeah, so kind of hit this chest head on. I'll try my best to do it here. Nope, went by it again. You want to hit the chest, and then as soon as you do that, stop pushing the control stick and just kind of let it carry you. And if you're lined up right, you should be okay. There we go, and this should hopefully take me all the way through here. You can make minor adjustments, but you're better off just kind of letting it take you where you need to go here, if you are lined up well enough. All right, and this is where you want to stop. Hit A. You could fly through this whole thing and look really cool, but I feel like it's much, much safer to go across the center here and look out for that teleport pad. You don't want to land on that, because this can be very unforgiving and frustrating if you do it wrong and you have to try it again. Let's see if we can make this jump. There we go. All right, and this is the little room here where the kid's hiding, but we don't want to do that quite yet. I did go in here because now, if we happen to fall, we will be back at this little spot. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to follow this along to the side. This is just my strategy that I use to do this a little easier, because it can be tough. Okay, so what we want to do here, that's the jump that we didn't take before, but we're gonna take this one. There's a lot of sharp corners. We're gonna try our best to not fly off, but remember, like I said, we're gonna go back here, so it's a lot easier if we want to attempt this again. We don't have to go through that part again with all the chests back there. There's not enough room to get a running start here, or else I would just take it, over that ramp. Let's try this one more time. If I do mess it up, don't worry, guys. I will cut ahead. Try to do it this way. Oh, no! Go! All right, and then over here, I stop again because this is a very sharp corner right there. You can fall off so easily, but we're gonna line ourselves up here and give us enough time to get this. Yeah, this is kind of a feels like a cop-out to do this, but this can get so frustrating If you've played this before, you know. All right, if I can line this up and bounce. Nope. All right, got to get back there again, but that's the last one we have to do. All right, we're giving it another shot. Got to stay centered. It's a little tough, but if you line yourself up, you can just kind of let go of the control stick and let that do the talking for you. There we go. All right, we got the heart piece. One of the more annoying ones in the game to get. I know a lot of people just give up and they don't think it's worth it. So we do have to get back to that door, but you know, easy way to do that. Just jump right off on purpose this time, and it will take us over here. There's some other paths, but they lead back to the center. All right, we did it. One frustrating part down, one more to go. You found me. Hey, I want more masks. So they're getting even more greedy here. Just going down the line, I'm saving my Mask of Truth and my bunny hood, just in case I want to use them here towards the end. Hee, thanks, you're nice. And part 2 of Child's Play is done. If it wasn't creepy enough, they're alluding to the Chucky movie. All right, and we played hide and seek and gave 4 masks to Goht here.
Can I ask a question? What makes you happy? I wonder what makes you happy. Does it make others happy too?
Hopefully. What makes me happy is making videos, and hopefully it makes you guys happy to watch them. All right, but it does, yeah, they ask a lot of questions that make me feel like the mask has kind of been like corrupted a little bit in a way almost, and made a little bit more human by being attached to the Skull Kid for so long. It's just my theory. Let's talk to Gyorg here. All right, nice weather, isn't it? All right, we're gonna give him a bunch of these, give the fish a frog to eat. But yeah, so you can kind of get a lot of symbolism from this area, because it's definitely meant to represent kind of innocence and childhood. It's a great throwback to the beginning of the game, all the way back when we played hide and seek with the bombers. We're playing hide and seek again, just much more creepy, and I feel like Link has matured a lot since then. He's technically an adult inside, even though he's a child, because he did live out a lot of his adult life in Ocarina of Time, but he was just, you know, sent back to have his childhood again. All right, so we're gonna jump in here. Now this one, I feel, is even more frustrating at times. This is gonna be different from the N64 version, and the pattern in that one is left, left, right, left if you want the heart piece, and I think it's left, left, right, right to get to the end. You can follow the fish though, so this one on the 3DS is gonna be left is the first one, and then we have to make this jump, which is easier said than done. There we go. If you're good with the Zora, you should be fine here, but you have to quickly hit that switch and then get all the way down these little channels into that jump and jump up onto the door. You can see it's a grate that's gonna close if time runs out, so be quick about it and be careful. I try to like kind of stay in the center when I'm getting ready to jump, so I don't do a really big high jump. I do like the longer jump. All the way on the right of these 3 is the correct path, and we're gonna have to do this again, and be careful. Yeah, this can be very frustrating. If you mess this up, you're gonna have to go all the way back to the start. So I'll see you guys when we get back to that tunnel. So in this little area, be careful, there is like a bar that goes back and forth, but it's pretty easy to avoid if you stay to the right. And the indicator seems to be that little jet of water is when you wanna jump up and try to make it. There we go. So yeah, if you are good with swimming with the Zora, this shouldn't be too tough even in the remake. It's just a little frustrating at times. If you screw up once in this, you have to go all the way back to the beginning. So this last one here, if you want the heart piece, go in the middle. They're stacked on top of each other this time, the tunnels. Go into the middle one, which is what we're gonna try to do. But if you wanna just get to the end and not deal with it, go to where the fish are, there at the top. All right, let's see if we can do this. Oh man, stressful when you know you gotta do the whole thing again if you mess up, but it's definitely a test of your Zora swimming skills. Oh, we did it. All right, that didn't take too long. We got the heart piece, and we're almost done. There's a little gossip stone there, but we have to inevitably do it one more time, though, by going through here and starting over. So this time, I will see you guys when we get to that last tunnel. All right, here we go. And do not stop after you get through this first part here on the topmost tunnel, because you have to keep going before the gate falls down. We have 2 more jumps. I know this probably won't be that difficult for a lot of people, but for me, it took a lot of practice to get to the point where I could make these more consistently. Okay, go, 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 because we still have to swim the rest of the way here. Go, go, go. One final jump. Can we make it? Go, go, go. All right, we made it through, and that's going down. Yeah, that's how tight the timing is. So definitely practice. Try to stay towards the middle and then jump up as soon as you get into that little, flowy circle of water. And that's all I can really tell you. Make sure you're not doing those huge dolphin jumps into the air. You won't have enough distance. Let's talk to this little guy and get out of here.
You found me. Hey, I want more masks.
All right, take this crying circus leader. And, it's so sad getting rid of some of these because some of them are my favorites of the bunch. There we go. No more Chateau Romani.
Thanks, you're nice.
Child's Play Part 3 is done, and only one more area here to go through, and then we're ready for that boss battle.
Can I ask a question? The right thing, what is it? I wonder if you do the right thing, does it really make everybody happy?
Well, the right thing is subjective, as we will see here when we talk to the final little kid. All right, so we're rolling over. This one is not too tough. It's more of a battle type of situation, and we'll get to see a few enemies for one final time. All right, hey, little guy, how you doing? Creepy little Twinmold kid. Hey, want some masks? Hey, little kid, want some masks? We're playing a game where we're the mask salesman, but they're the one that looks like the mask salesman, ironically. More. This is the most greedy of them all. Maybe they need so many because they have a twin somewhere out there. There we go, and one more. Take this other kid's face. Let's play some hide and seek. So this is where we're gonna need the Bombchus, and they'll give us some. But if you mess up the Bombchu puzzle, don't worry. It's not too tough, but we're gonna have some fights here as we go along. That's another thing I love about the remakes. I mentioned the giants look better. Pretty much everything looks better in this version because we have like a lot more details and stuff on the walls. The one spirit cave I didn't remember very much when I originally played, but now it's like linked in my mind because of, didn't mean to put a pun in there, but it's very memorable because of the redone stuff they've added. There we go, you did. He will actually jump out of the way of the arrows, so they are not that dumb, but Dinolfos can't stand up to a light arrow. Very, very powerful. So this gossip stone here will be pretty useful. First, we gotta deal with my favorite enemy, the Garo Master, set me on fire all the time. Oh, we gotta dodge his things if we're gonna. Here we go. I'm gonna use the Great Fairy Sword. Now the problem with the Great Fairy Sword, we can't block, so we have to deal with getting hit immediately. But we have plenty of life, so I'm not too worried if I can just get out of a corner here. So go. Yeah, we can block with it, but it's not gonna help us against him. Trying to dodge his little. There we go. Yeah, he just immediately counterattacks whenever you're done, and we'll dodge out of the way. He kind of has a little bit of a marionette look there too. Oop. Didn't get far enough away. His bomb seems to have an extra big blast. All right, so I'm gonna grab my hook shot here. But yeah, the Great Fairy Sword, the weapon of the mask we're about to get, and the light arrows all do a ton of damage. They are pretty much equal, so we can use those. We got a bunch of arrows there. All right. Oh, that wasn't the gossip stone we need. This is the one. Very similar looking room. So we got one more battle here. I'm gonna grab my sword again and do some extra damage to this thing. It's an iron knuckle. Be careful. Remember to leave it, opening for an attack. Yep. There we go. They do tend to block more when they are in their other form, which they're about to be. Jeez, making quick work of these guys with the Great Fairy Sword. But even with any of the other swords, they're not going to be too tough. You can kind of stab in there at times and get that damage even if they're blocking, it feels like. Or you can hit them before they manage to get those swings off. All right, Iron Knuckle is down. And this is the room I was talking about. So I bought a bunch of Bombchus. I'm not going to open that chest yet because we already have max Bombchus. But if you notice, there's no way up onto that ledge, but there is a little cracked panel there. And if we stand just around here, I think we need to wait till like 3 little flashes from this thing or so, and then let it go, and hopefully it will do it. There we go. Now, if you run out of Bombchus, don't worry too much. You don't need to use light arrows here, but we got unlimited magic. Might as well. If you do run out of Bombchus, go into the previous room where that gossip stone was, and believe it or not, play Song of Storms to the gossip stone, and it will solve the puzzle for you. It'll just put the ladder here. It won't break that thing open or anything, but it will let you get through there without any Bombchus. So if you do run out, it's okay. We have max life now. Look at that. Looking good. All right, 100% in this thing. Now, there is another panel up on the roof, and I think if we wait a couple flashes with this one as well on that little Bombchus bottom, this should work, hopefully. There we go. Now, I want to show you guys. See, this door is closed. You can hit that with the ice arrow. I want to show you guys the way to solve it, just so you don't think I'm a fibby boy or anything. So if we play... Oh, wait, that's the... Sorry. Song of Storms, not Song of Soaring. We definitely didn't want to do that. They didn't work anyways. It's, There we go, yeah. LRA, LRA. All right. And you have to play to both of these ones for this one to work. The other one is just the one in the middle room. It does kind of have a weird, like, a glimpse of light, like it's almost like a fairy. You can see it in the background floating around there, which I think does heal you and everything. So, yeah, the first puzzle, if you need that ladder to fall, play it to the one in that room. This one, if you play it to both of these, and we come in here, look, it's gone. The door is open without us having to do this puzzle. So there you go, little known secret that I don't think I even knew. Playing original, you know, I didn't know about that. I was just trying to hit that with Bombchus. So there you go. You can just do that instead.
You found me. Hey, I want more masks.
Give me them all. We're gonna have to get rid of my favorite bunny hood. Aw. At least we get to keep our transformation masks, and we're gonna get another one out of this, so definitely worth giving up all your masks. And one thing I forgot to mention, but you don't actually lose all of these. After the game is over, you will get all of these back. So don't worry, you'll get them all back plus the new mask. Hee thanks, you're nice. And there we go. There is one more part to this quest though, but we did give the child with a Twinmold mask 8 masks. Jeez, he's so greedy.
Can I ask a question? Your true face, what kind of face is it? I wonder, the face under the mask. Is that your true face?
Dun dun dun. Are we even real? If our face isn't real? Okay, we turned into Jaden Smith here. So this is it, guys. We have turned in all the masks, and if you do that, you can talk to this little guy here and get a special reward. You don't have to do this, remember, but of course, we're gonna get this thing. And like I mentioned before, we are not gonna use it in this fight yet. I'm gonna save it for a bonus episode after this one, where we battle all the bosses using this last transformation.
Everyone has gone away, haven't they? Will you play with me? You don't have any masks left to share, do you? Well, let's do something else. Let's play good guys against bad guys, yes. Let's play that.
So we get to be the bad guy. We got the Fierce Deity's mask. Could this mask's dark power be as bad as Majora? Tremendous powers emanating from within. There we go. That quest is complete. Now, the little description there kind of hints that it's evil, but I think it's based off of these Buddhist deities, the Neo deities that are kind of like really strong and scary looking, like Akuma in Street Fighter. He looks a little bit like them. But they're actually benevolent, and they protect stuff. They're just a little intimidating. And I think from Majora's Mask perspective, we're the bad guys.
Are you ready? You're the bad guy. And when you're bad, you just run. That's fine, right? Well, shall we play?
Let's do it, guys. Also, the hide-and-seek thing in Japan is called Onigoko, so that's why a lot of people think, or at least refer to Fierce Deity's mask transformation as Oni Link, because he kind of looks like a demon thing, and it's in the name. Here we go. I'm gonna show you guys the transformation at least, and we look like a little adult here. We have our double helix sword. Oop, didn't mean to do that. I guess I'll fill up on arrows. Hopefully we don't run out. So the little pots around here, don't break them too early like I did. If we Z target, we can send out these cool blades, but they do use magic, I believe, so you'll have to make sure you have enough magic. And we're looking good, but I'll show the Fierce Deity mask again in that bonus episode. I want this to be a bit of a challenge, so we're going in with just what we have here. Our normal transformation masks, and our sword and arrows and all the goodies that we've collected along the way. All right, including the boss remains. I don't think we want to give those to Majora's Mask, but there we go. We didn't have a choice in it, and they're going up on the wall. This also reminds me of the Mario 2 with like the creepy masks floating around. I think his name is Phantasmo or something like, yeah. The weird mask that would guard the keys, but this guy's guarding the credits. It's Majora's Mask. Okay, he's got some cool tendrils. We're in kind of another like playroom here, but this one is a lot bigger and a lot creepier. So let's see what Tatl has to say. Remember your battles. when a fight is too tough head-on, you always had luck approaching the situation from a different angle. So Majora's Mask is going to kind of spin around here and try to get us. We can kind of charge a spin attack, and when it's headed in, unleash it before it hits us. Oop, didn't quite get it there. Or hit them with an arrow when they're unsuspecting. It's huge, so much bigger than it looked like it was originally. So there's a few ways you can counter these little spin attacks. You can shield it to just block it. You can try to use your spin attack to take it down and then get in there and hit. The bunny mask would be helpful here if we still had it, but we're fighting without it. There we go. We did enough damage. Now the technique that I think is a little easier is just put the Zora mask on and use the transformation there to get his little flippers into the right spot. Ooh, jeez, that's why we're not blocking. I forgot. We have the Great Fairy Sword. There we go. Now we can block these. But yeah, use the little the flipper attack, the boomerang flippers, to hit the back of Majora's Mask. All you have to do is aim at it. Now I'm trying to do something here rather than use arrows. If you run out, you can kind of just watch, and when that beam pops up, use that to destroy these masks instantly. Ooh, Majora's Mask is flying out a crazy beam, and they go down really easily, except that one still shooting me. Didn't have time to hit him, but you can take him out with the light arrows and stuff as well. I'm gonna do that to finish up. Don't worry, guys, we have plenty of health, even though I messed that up a little bit. Okay, I wanna also show you. Look at this, it's so cool. The little tendrils, and you don't wanna lock on, you just kinda wanna aim with that beam reflecting on your mirror shield. But again, you can just kinda do this. I'll show you this technique. Here we go, and that should, oh no, didn't quite reach there. Don't wanna get hit here. All right. Finally, they chilled out. All right, let me see if we can do this. Should still work in this form, as long as we're close enough to actually hit. I'm gonna get a little bit closer in there. There we go. And then I'll grab my Great Fairy Sword to do more damage. So yeah, lots of techniques you can use for this first form, but as I just said, this is not the end of Majora's Mask. We got more on the way. I did actually lose like a quarter of my health, so still, even with the damage reduction and everything, a very tough boss without the Fierce Deity's mask. Next up is Majora's Incarnation. And this one is a lot more playful, but probably more creepy. It moonwalks, it jumps all over the place, and throws another temper tantrum if you hit it with a light arrow. Let's be careful here. It's so fast if you gotta lock on and try to keep track of it. Hey, it's gonna try to kick us. Where'd you go? There it is. It's doing like a Russian dance. Remember your strategies. Chase fast-moving enemies. Aim at faraway foes. You've done this all before. Ooh, careful, buddy. So yeah, not the most threatening form, but it is really quick, so you gotta be careful with this one, and it's tough to hit with arrows. It does have attack, there we go, doing its ballerina moves. I need to get in close, quick, go, go, go. There we go, doing lots of damage with the Great Fairy Sword, but there we are. One more temper tantrum, and we almost have it already. This is not the final form either, though. Look out! Don't get kicked! We're running out of arrows here a little bit, but we do have our big quiver. Oh my gosh! Well, we're getting punched with electrical fists. I wanted to see what its attack did because I had forgotten, and we got to see it firsthand. There we go. Don't have to use light arrows, remember, but it's a better way to do damage. Okay, this is it, guys. The true showdown. This is the final form. And it's even creepier. Ugh. It's through with being a little child. It's ready to take us out. Majora's Wrath. Now this is the one that's really tough, and I remember actually losing to this guy when I first played the game. Probably one of the harder Zelda bosses if you don't know what you're doing as much, or you don't have the arsenal to take it down. So it's got these crazy whips that can extend like the whole room. Give it a lot of range and damage. We can get close enough here in time. Doesn't look like it, but I can try to slice at him. There we go. And look out, because those whips are going to be quick. Now, Majora, I was saying, it is. I think it's a female deity, like the goddesses of the Triforce. You can see why they didn't probably like her that much, because she's a competing mean deity. But you can even, especially here in this form that has a lady voice. Oh. Get out of here. If you're quick enough with your arrows, you can take it out before it has much time to whip you. But being on the other side of the room makes it a little tougher to get close in time to do this damage. Look out. Oh, jeez, yeah. I'm not keeping my distance far enough, and especially if I'm using the, oh, jeez, that went right over. Especially if we're using the Great Fairy Sword, you can see why you want to have plenty of life here. There we go, you want to be blocking these. I'm just trying to get an arrow shot off as fast as I can, and having a little trouble here. Stand up, Link. Keep fighting. Oh, no. Well, let's show these. There we go. We got to see the one attack at least. Okay, now we're close enough. Apologies about that. There's another Garo Master all over again. Wait for it. Wait for it. There we go. That's what I was firing off too early before. We weren't waiting for this Wrath to get into position. There we go. Oh, no, it's throwing these little spinners. Nice throwback to the first Zelda. And it has little tops and stuff, so they still have little kid toys. We can kind of block with this thing, even if we're using the Great Fairy Sword. Let's be careful; those explode. All right. At least we're getting a chance to see all the attacks. Might as well show them all while we're in the last battle. Give it everything you've got. Use all your moves. Counter a spin with a spin. Believe in yourself and in your skills, just like I do. Aw, thanks, Tatl. We're gonna have to take another shot at this one, though, I think, because gave him too much time there. Getting hit by that top. There we go. Go, 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 go. As I was getting grabbed, hit her with the arrow, and that should be it. All right. Still lost almost half my life because I was being a little careless. But remember, go prepared into any battle, and you'll be victorious. We are done. This game is over at long last. Thank you guys so much. We're going to have the credits here. I'll talk a little bit about my thoughts on the game as we see the big ending. Yeah, I feel like probably one of the tougher Zelda bosses. A lot of them aren't too bad, especially if you got the equipment, but Majora, give us a run for our money, even with everything in the game collected. The moon is being destroyed, it seems like. Hopefully not. We need that for tides and different things. All right, and there's a flag on there. All the soldiers and the construction workers are celebrating. The giants are like, ooh. They seem really, they're wise and powerful, but they seem kind of simple where they're like, what happened? We were just touching the thing and now it's gone. Mucho's over here laughing at the whole situation, but the moon is a normal moon now. No more creepy face staring down at us. Okay, guys, this is the credits featuring one of my favorite ending themes. It's the dawn of a new day, and we're going to get to see what a lot of the people are up to after the 3-day cycle. Kind of a rare thing because we're, so used to how things went. But first, one little bit of cutscene here. Ah, he's awake. Didn't die, despite getting hit so many times in that boss battle. And the Skull Kid's okay too. I'm glad. I felt bad for him. He was a tragic villain. All right. Oh, they're like, hey, that's our little friend. Oh, man, we ditched him. Let's get out of here before he remembers us. No. They were friends before, and Skull Kid was banished from Termina. And then he came back.
You guys, you hadn't forgotten about me?
Oh, his little beak. Oh, he just farted. No. Oh, they communicate with weird noises, but he still loves them.
You still thought of me as a friend?
Epona's here, like, this is awkward. Am I supposed to be here? We said goodbye to me. But she's back one last time. Aw. Even if he's not evil anymore, they're still gonna ditch him because they have to rest. They used up all their strength to keep that moon up in the air. It's time for them to head back to their four corners. Don't trip on that. That would be really funny right at the end. He trips on that one log that has a hole through the center. That's where the Skull Kid was hanging out when he first met Tatl and Tael. He was cold in the rain after being abandoned by his giant friends. But it was kind of his fault. He was a trickster. He played a lot of pranks on the people, and he did even worse pranks when he had Majora's Mask, but I think he's learned a thing or two.
Did you save me?
Oh.
I thought they didn't want to be friends with me. But they hadn't forgotten about me. Friends are a nice thing to have. Could you be my friend too?
Okay, as long as you don't creep up on me. Oh, he's so happy. It's kind of like a weird puppy parrot.
You have the same smell as the fairy kid who taught me that song in the woods.
Proving that this is the Skull Kid from Ocarina that we gave the skull mask to.
I know. Let's do something.
Let's go to the carnival maybe. That would be fun.
Oh, so the evil has left the mask after all.
He's collected his precious mask at long last, and he won't strangle us anymore. Well now, I finally have it back. Since I am in the midst of my travels, I must bid you farewell. Skull Kid, it's okay. You can redeem yourself. He just feels bad about stealing that mask. Shouldn't you be returning home as well? Come with me, back to Hyrule. Jump on my knapsack. Whenever there is a meeting, a parting is sure to follow. However, that parting need not last forever. Whether a parting be forever or merely for a short time, that is up to you. With that, please excuse me. I'm just gonna wander over here but you sure have managed to make quite a number of people happy. The masks you have are filled with happiness. That is truly a good happiness. See ya. I'm just gonna, phase off like a creepy ghost. Was he ever actually there? I don't know. He can get through dimensions. Well, both of us have gotten what we were after, so this is where you and I part ways, isn't it? Get out of here. It was kind of fun. Well, it's almost time for the carnival to begin. So why don't you just leave and go about your business? The rest of us have a carnival to go to. just cutting right to the bone, Tatl, after all we've been through. Link's like, yeah, all right. He's not interested in fun and games. Or is he? We'll see in a second. Link! Oh, I think Tatl regrets being kind of a blunt jerk this whole time. Thank you. There we go. Finally got something nice out of her. Okay. We did it, guys. Termina is saved. We have this really catchy ending theme to listen to as we see what's up with all the town folks. Like I mentioned, it's nice to see a break from the 3-day cycle, this dawn of a new day. We don't have to worry about time or anything. People are just going to have fun at the carnival and live their lives. And it is kind of like a timeline here, I think, a little dimension where we've helped everybody, so it combines everything into this new version of Termina. So here we have the Indigo Goes in Latte, the milk bar. A bunch of people here listening to that song that they composed, and they're just hanging out. But are we missing someone here? Yeah, look at that. It's Macau. He's back from the grave, or it's Link. That little scamp, he snuck into the carnival after all. He's supposed to be going and finding Navi and having adventures, but no, he's like, I'm just gonna go over here and lead a double life. He's like a Duke Silver. And we get to see a bunch of the different areas now. We're at the Goron village, which is cool how you can see Stone Tower Temple in the distance there, and a lot of the areas are so connected. That's one of the things I really liked about this game. And let's do a little mini review as the pirates go off past the rainbow here. So I mentioned before, this is my favorite Zelda, and I think what it does to set itself apart, it doesn't really pull any punches with having kind of dark storylines or tragic characters that might be, dead already when you meet them, like Darmani, or just a lot of kind of intense subplots and side quests. Even the minor characters have a lot of depth to them, and they make you want to help them, not just, saving the land, but like the cafe and Anju side quest is a really good example. I want to go through all the hoops and help them because they are very compelling characters and very sympathetic, and it has a heartwarming ending to see them, even though it's a little sad in that quest where you see them, ready to die together. I can't think of many other Zelda characters that have that sort of setup, and really surprising that in only a year they were able to make this game and put a lot of depth in here. Here's the theme that I was talking about. The postman running out in the field. But anyways, I think that's what really sets this one apart. It's got kind of a more interesting storyline to me that doesn't steer away from the darker elements, which a lot of Zelda games get into. There's some dark stuff in a bunch of the other ones, but it just feels like they were taking a lot of chances with this one, and it paid off. I'm glad they went back to it and fixed a lot of problems and improved a lot of things. It's weird that they made the Zora part of the Moon Dungeon even more difficult, because they made some of the stuff more easy, and spruced it up. We have all the great fairies here creeping us out. The Rosa sisters got to do their dance from Kamaro, and there they go, laughing as they disappear. But yeah, I just think having characters and a world where you you are really invested in what's going to happen to these people, and they're in a lot of danger. You see that danger the entire time you're playing. It's not just the threat of some evil locked away. There is a moon coming down to kill everyone, and you got to help them. So it really compels you to want to help these people. There's the old lady, and she hopefully, I guess if this is the timeline where Anju and Cafe are together, then she probably doesn't have her bomb back because Sakan has to steal it for that to happen. We've got the little cuckoos that we played our little song with the Bremen mask and sang weird improvised lyrics. Remember that, guys? Remember this whole quest? I'm remembering it as we look at everybody. Gorman somehow gets to go behind the counter. I guess he drunk enough to earn it. Mr. Barton doesn't care. He realized they're long-lost brothers, Mario and Luigi. So he's like, you come back here. You can watch the performance. Zabora and Gabora are even here, and some Zora as well. But, yeah, Guru's plan. How did Gabora fit in the door? That's what I want to know. He's huge. Anyways, I'm glad that they let that giant blacksmith in here to party as well. He deserves it. He helped us get our sword. And Pamela and her father are even doing okay. They didn't make it out for the carnival, but that's all right. They got a lot of land up there to have their peace and isolation that they want. Okay. And this scene, like I mentioned, a lot of these scenes won't show up if you don't help these people. And this is the one that is a little more rare to see. It's the wedding of Anju and Cafe. They finally get to have it. She's wearing the dress that was on the mannequin up in her room. She's finally ready to get married. We're seeing from Cafe's perspective here, though. And we don't really get to see what he looks like. I think they honestly, with the time of development, they only had so much time, so they're like not gonna make an adult model of Cafe if he's only in this one cutscene. But it's heartwarming. The bombers are running around. Even Tingle is here. Kulu limp-eyeing. Confetti all over the place. Okay. And one last little sad bit. Unfortunately, another thing kind of confirming that this was the Deku Butler's son, who was cursed and basically killed to turn us into Deku Link. The spirit of him lives on in our little mask, but I feel bad for the butler. That's another charm of this game too, is that it's not just, everything working out in the end. Sometimes, sad things happen and we have to keep moving on and keep going. Like Link here, he's on his quest to find Navi, or a Navi, however you want to say it. She's not a blue alien. All right, there we go. He's going to continue on. He didn't find her, but I feel like he's grown a lot in the process. Like I mentioned, he kind of feels like he earned the Fierce Deity's mask. He's an adult now and ready to keep going. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll have 2 bonus episodes coming up. One where we just destroy the bosses with the Fierce Deity's mask, and another where we go fishing and just kind of hang out. But there we go, the Giants, the Skull Kid. Oh. The Scarecrow song. No, that's Saria's song, harkening back to Ocarina of Time, of course, where Link and the Skull Kid are from. So yeah, we saw the fairies there on there, and Link and the Skull Kid, they're buddies now. Ever since he helped him get a little mask to hide his face. That's why he likes masks a lot. I think he's kind of ashamed because he wandered into that forest and became a Skull Kid, cursed as a weird little puppet boy. All right, these are extra credits here for more points on your test. No, they're extra because Grezza, the developer, had to put in their staff here as well at the end, since they didn't develop the main game, but they did make this remake. We've got a little medley here of medleys in a different game, but we got a medley of some other songs. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to leave a like, I would very much appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who stuck with me for this series. But we are finally done, and a few other little, odds and ends. But for the most part, these are the credits, and we did beat the game. Phew. All right, let me know if you have any thought. We talked a lot about, the kids on the moon, how maybe Majora absorbed some of the thoughts and dreams and aspirations of the Skull Kid and the Happy Mask Salesman. I feel like the way Majora is acting like a child at the end is very much like the Skull Kid, so I feel like it may have been more powerful if it hadn't kind of been corrupted a little bit by the innocence of the Skull Kid. And that the innocence of children can sometimes be creepy and evil too. But yeah, let me know what thoughts you have about the game, any theories and things. I'm really interested. I'm still, despite this game being as old as it is, 16 years or however, the original, I still love reading theories and stuff. When we climbed our way up Stone Tower Temple, I talked about the theory with the Majora's Mask being kind of like a pagan deity, with the giants against the Triforce and the goddesses, which are kind of stripped from this world. They're not around. And it's the Zelda theme. Man, this song always tugs at my heartstrings. It makes me just feel so ready to jump into adventure. And we've got more Zelda on the way, of course. A lot of people have been asking. I will be playing Breath of the Wild when that comes out in a few months. And I'm still, at this point, playing Twilight Princess. So if you want to jump onto that, that's another game with some dark features and cool plot line as well. And I'm enjoying it as I go through it again, just like I enjoyed this game. Thank you guys so much. And, if you enjoyed this, if you've been watching this whole thing, maybe think about subscribing. Play a lot of games on this channel, and we'll play many more in the future. Thank you guys one last time. This is the end, and I will see you later. Goodbye. Yes, of course. After all that, we're going to save, and I'll see you guys then for the next episode where we just mop the floor with all the monsters of the land.